Some can heal, but this won't. So before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you were the storm to weather. So before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So before you go, we'll be better off by now. If I let my walls come down, maybe I guess we'll never know. You know, you know. Before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you were the storm to weather. So before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So before you go.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. I hope you're wearing your best clothes. You can't bribe the door on your way to the sky. You look pretty good down here, but you ain't really good. We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. We never learned, we've been here before. Why are we always stuck and running from your bullets? The bullets. Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. We gotta get away from here. We gotta get away from here. Just stop your crying, it'll be alright. They told me that the end is near. We gotta get away from here. Just stop your crying, have the time of your life. Breaking through the atmosphere, and things are pretty good from here. Remember, everything will be alright. We
Hi.
can meet again somewhere far away.
Hi everybody, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good day. Hello. Oh, is the head pad not working? Oh wait, it's not. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. I forgot it's not working. I forgot to turn on StreamerBot. It's the one that makes everything work. Your headpad is the yeah. It's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. Okay, let's get away with the ad break first, so that we have it out of the way. Because I don't want it to like disturb anything while we're talking about like stuff. Let me just move my phone a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, today has been a pretty weird day for me. It was very weird. Right now, like after announcing what I announced, I started doing my nails. I was like, let me do my nails. I was like, at least I got a slay on a sad day, you know. So I started doing my nails, and I decided to try out something I'm not done yet before on my own nails, and that is kind of adding 3D. I wanted to do kuromi set, so it's like kind of black and kuromi. One hand is black and the other hand is gonna be purple kuromi. One hand is black kuromi and the other one is purple kuromi. I'm gonna post it later. Not gonna lie, one of my hands has longer nails. And the middle of that nail, the middle finger on that hand broke off because I accidentally filed it too thin. So the nails are long, but then there's one nail that is short and my other hand is short. Because I tried to keep one hand shorter than the other. It's weird, but I tried to do that so that like when I'm doing stuff, specifically when I'm gaming, my gaming hand is like shorter so that I can like do stuff. I think that's smart. I think that's a genius thing, you know? That's not my idea. I got it actually from someone a long time ago. And they were like, oh yeah, you can do this, you know, it's good to do it. I was like, I did not think about that. Because I have always struggled with like long nails. When I'm like have not long nails and playing games. So I was like, why not have one long and one short? After that person, I was like, mind blown. But yeah, that's what I've been sitting and doing. Maxing finger fistings. Yes, it's like it's like one is long sleigh, one is short sleigh. But then this hand has one nail that is short sleigh and one that is like very long sleigh. It's so weird. The long hand has a little the middle finger has a little short. I'm gonna show you guys later. Like I'm gonna send a picture in the server. Let me lower the music a little bit. I've been like listening to music like this today, and it feels like very calming. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very nervous. I think I'm as nervous as when I was having my debut. But yeah, welcome back everybody from ad break. So, if you guys have seen on Twitter and Discord and probably Instagram, not yet on TikTok, I forgot about TikTok, that I'm going on a hiatus. It's not something... Hi, Maxi, did I say it right? Hi, Maxi, welcome. But yeah, welcome everybody. So this is like, I feel bad for new viewers. I'm really sorry if new people are just, you know, dropping by. This is my hiatus notice. I'm going on a hiatus for mental health reasons. And it is not something I have suddenly decided, like, you know, in a whim. I will not be lying when I say I have had this thought since my debut back in March. This is like, you know, the official post on X if you guys want to take a look at it. If you could just pin that, Phantom, thank you. Before my debut, I'm gonna start with like my stress building up. A lot of people may know that have been in this community since mid 2024. I went back to my home country twice in like 3.5 months. It was for health reasons, because we found a doctor that may able to help me with my chronic illness I have that we would really like to resolve, because, you know, it's not fun having a chronic illness combined with like other stuff. So I went there twice. talked with the doctor, the first time she was like, oh, I think we may be able to fix it. But she was like, if this is a genetic thing, then I'm sorry, we may not be able to fix it as much. We may still make your life a little bit easier, but it will not be that easy. And that's what we discovered. Apparently, like back in 2018, a genetic test was done here in Sweden that says that my problem is a genetic test, but we never really found out about it because I think they just missed to tell us. They just said, we just presumed like, oh, as they couldn't really do anything until I contacted my doctor here after returning back in November. I was like, hey, I need a genetic test done. I need it as fast as possible, and this is the best country to do it, because if I'm gonna do it in my home country, it will take months, and I cannot be there for months when I'm in my last year of studies. And they were like, well, there was a genetic test done after she clicked her PC or like her computer, whatever she did. She was like, yeah, there was a genetic test done, and this is a genetic thing. And I was like, I want the papers because I would like to take it with me to the other doctor. As a Swedish citizen, I have the right to ask for a second opinion of a doctor, like healthcare. So there was no issue with that. They gave me my papers. They sent me the whole journal. It arrived after I left, but my mom still found the picture. They sent a very thick letter home to me. I saw it. Y'all, that shit is thick because they send me every single document, official document that they have written on since 2015. Y'all, that's like 10 years worth of papers. I'm impressed that they managed to I asked for one specific doctors. I didn't ask for everything. I just asked for that specific because I have a lot of illnesses. If I were to ask the whole thing from all departments, I think I would get I don't know, a plain load of papers. I don't know, at least the ones that I've been in contact with. I was like, from this specific department, I want my papers. And there had the genetic test there, and I do have a genetic thing, and it is a genetic problem that we have. It comes from my mother's side of the family, and it has never become problem. But I did talk this with my cousin after I returned the second time, and I was like, yeah, this is a genetic thing, and it is apparently from mom's side. And she was like, I had a similar issue because my mom had a hard time conceiving me. My parents were married for 7 years before they had me, and my dad has other children. He doesn't have any issue with bringing offspring, okay? So it was mainly it's shown even then that there was something wrong with our hormones in my mom's side of the family, because my aunt also apparently had issues at the beginning, and my mom and my cousin apparently also had issues. But the thing is, out of everybody in my relatives, in my grandma's and my mom's side, I was a lucky winner that had the most incorrect thing in my DNA. So I somehow ended up winning a lottery that I did not want at birth with the most incorrect part. So my issue cannot be just solved. My mom, she doesn't have that issue anymore. I mean, she does, but it's not that it affected her much. She still had normal stuff. She wasn't as sick as often as me. I have a very, very bad immune system, and with a bunch of other problems that comes with that. And it is all because I was a lucky winner of the fucked up DNA. And it was worse for me because all of the females in from my mom's side has it. She was like, it's kind of hard to avoid this, but she was like, it depends also how much this person, it's not everybody doesn't have the same amount of fucked up. I don't know how to explain it, but she was just you're lucky and unlucky because you have this fucked up. It's even more fucked up for you. And she was like, we cannot surpass it. We can give you medicine that can kind of go around it, but she was like, we will never able to fix it, because she was like, it's ingrained in your DNA, and it's kind of hard to change stuff like that, specifically this gene. I was like, oh, thank you. Oh no, I have a mutation. It was like, thank you. I never wanted to win this kind of lottery, but apparently I won. So because of that, I've been like having a lot of issues, and I traveled to my home country twice. I was away for almost each 1 month every time. And if you all know, I am in my last year of my studies. I right now have only 1 month left. And I actually was joking with Onyx before my debut about, haha, how funny would it be if I debuted and after my debut week, I disappeared, you know, went on a hiatus. Because I was already then realizing that mentally I was starting to get tired. And I'm not the type of person that likes to share my burdens with people, mainly because a lot of people ignored it as a child. And I'm not good with expressing emotions. I may talk about some issues with some friends and stuff like that, but like when it comes to like very deep down stuff, I just bottle up until it explodes. And I do have depression that comes back sometimes, and I have been re-diagnosed with it again. Fucking shit. Anyways, I realized back then that I was mentally starting to get tired, and I knew that it was gonna get harder because my studies were gonna get even harder because I was gonna have a lot of stuff that I had to do at the end of the year because I was away so much. And just because I was away doesn't mean I was excused of the things I missed. It was just moved to a later date. So which means that I have been away, like I have been like a step back than all of my other classmates, maybe even 2 steps back, because I missed in total 2.5 months of school because I was also sick. And then back in January, my mental health just took a dip with my health because of all of my trips. Whenever I travel somewhere by plane, doesn't matter, whenever I travel outside of my hometown, when I come back I will get sick. And depending on how far I traveled is how much I'll get sick. I was lucky this time that I did not get even more sick, because last time I traveled like to another country. After I was sick there and I came back and I got even more sick. I think I had like, I couldn't talk and my throat was like hurting for like 3 weeks. I couldn't talk for 2 weeks. So like my health is fucked up. I was lucky this time that it didn't get I didn't get like very very sick. I was like just minor. I was having like cold. I was having a cold. I was running a light fever and my throat and my nose was clogged. I had like that for 2 months. Like it started in my home country on Christmas Day. I remember that day I woke up with feeling very weird and lightheaded, and then it continued until beginning of February. Although it was going away, coming back, and at that time I was like starting to get tired of everything. I was just like, shit is life sucks. I was just saying, life sucks, studies suck, everything sucks, work sucks, this sucks. Working hard to adapt to the new environment. Yeah, and on top of that, I traveled across the world, and you know, here in Sweden at the time it was cold, but like in my home country it was also cold, but it was the different type of cold. And on top of that, the water is not so clean there. The air, I could not breathe there. I kid you not, I could not breathe there. I thought Turkey was bad until I went to my home country. I could not breathe there. The air was so thick. It was so thick. Like the moment I stepped out, like from the plane to the bus, I just felt like, oh, the air is heavier here than it is anywhere else. Like I've been to a lot of countries, and I thought like Turkey. When I went to Turkey, I was like, oh, the air's quite thick here, you know. I'm sick as you. Thank you, but my home country has very bad air system. It was though in the main capital where I was, so like that also affected me a lot, because for me, like I have noticed that whenever I came back to Sweden, I was feeling much more better. And when I was in my home country, I was sick for 2 weeks before I came back to Sweden, and I got well pretty fast, even though I did have some things that were still like not that well, but I was still better. But the environment there is not for a person with my immune system. No wonder when I lived there as a child, I was sick constantly. Have fun stream. Thank you. It's not such a fun stream, but I was sick constantly, so I understand why I was sick constantly, because it like reminded me the reason that place is not good for me. But back to, we're not gonna derail from our main thing. But I like started getting exhausted, and then with debut, I was even more exhausted because my stupid ass forgot to arrange some stuff. So I was trying to do stuff last minute, and then I did like everything that like the debut preparations in like a matter of like I think a few days. My sleep schedule for the past few months has been horrendous, and I think y'all know it has been horrendous. Debut started ruining it, and then it got even worse now recently with my little descendant obsessions. But my sleep schedule has been horrendous, so I have not been well rested for a while. So all of that just started piling up, like classes, like assignments, my trips, my health. I have a sleep schedule. I try to have a sleep schedule because I need to wake up to school. But it just started like, piling up. So, and then I debuted. I was like, you know what? I'm having fun. I really like this, so I want to continue. That was on debut. I had a lot of fun. I did feel like my health did get a little bit better. But then I realized that I was behind on schoolwork a lot. It wasn't just a few assignments. It was a lot. I also have another bad habit of pushing stuff under the rug. I had pushed too much under the rug, and my rug was thick. It was thicker than anything else. I was like, okay, this is stressful. And then my school started like getting involved, and they're like, you know what, you're away too much. This is bad. They're like, we're gonna take away your money that you get for studying, and it was gonna affect a lot of stuff. Professional procrastinator. If I got paid for being a professional procrastinator, I would be a billionaire. But yeah, shit started hitting the fan from there. And recently, you guys know that I went on a little break, a week break. That was my breaking point. Before that, I just thought that my health was affected, but I did not realize that my mental health was as much as affected as my health. Everything is due, nothing is submitted. Everything is past due date and nothing is submitted. That was the situation with me. Like, I had an assignment that I did not know I had that was dated back to October. My teacher came up to me one day and he's like, "V, do you know that you have this one assignment that is like, it was supposed to be turned in October?" I was like, I do? Because I had no idea. I had completely forgot. I was supposed to turn that assignment in 2 days before I had to leave the first time. So I had no idea about like what I had missed. And I just started realizing that I had assignments from October, from November, from December. I had like 3 assignments back in December. And then I had like some exams that I didn't do, some tests I didn't do. And it just hit it up, everything. And everything hit like a fucking truck. And I had my breaking point. I don't cry in public. I don't like crying in public. I don't like crying in front of people in general. When I cry because I am really, I'm at my breaking point. That's when I cry. And y'all, I was bawling everywhere. I have cried out in the streets twice in my life. I know it. The one time I cried, I'm not gonna say that because that's a little bit too personal. The second time, this time, like when I took a break and I was like off almost everything, it was like for a week, I was crying on the street. I remember leaving school and I was on my way to the bus and I decided to go buy something, so I had to go to the city, and I was just walking the city and I was just bawling. I couldn't control my tears. I was just crying. I remember people staring at me and feeling very embarrassed like that. Like I know that it's not really my fault that I was feeling exhausted and like just like bad that I had to cry. Like, it's normal that sometimes people have to cry, but I don't like crying. And I was feeling embarrassed that I was crying. I felt like someone was gonna use that against me. Because my tears have been used against me before, my emotions have been used against me. So I have this intense fear whenever I show too much emotions, specifically like hurt emotions outside, that somebody's gonna use it against me. I was walking and I was just trying to look down, down at the ground, and I was just crying. And I just had this fear. I was just so scared someone was gonna use it against me. I don't know why, like, I had that fear. But then the next day, I was at the hospital and I was talking to my mom, and we were talking, like, my mom was trying to help me sort out the plan. And I was gonna go meet my doctor because since summer I've been having very bad eczema outbreaks, like on my legs and stuff like that. So I was going to meet him finally. And I remember talking with my mom, and I was gonna pay for my appointment, and I was talking to a lady. I showed her my ID, and I was paying, and I just felt tears, coming up in my eyes. And I told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna stop crying, please. Can we not talk about this? I'm gonna start crying. And then I started crying. I just couldn't stop. I tried so best, but I couldn't stop. It just started bawling. The lady looked at me really concerned. I just said thank you. I took the card and I just walked away. And then as I was walking to the place I was supposed to go, I was crying. I came to the waiting room, and there was two elderly couples sitting, and I just sat like on the diagonally across them. And the lady was staring at me, and the husband was staring at me too, because I was crying. Like, it's a normal thing. If you see someone crying, you will look at them. And I was crying, and I hung up on my mom. I was like, I'm gonna call you later. I went into the bathroom, stopped my tears, washed my face. I came out, I sat there for a bit, and I started crying again. And then that's when my doctor came. And he's like, hey V, how are you doing? I looked at him like, I'm fine, I guess. Like, I mean, it was very showable that I was lying. Nobody really cries at a hospital. There's two reasons you cry at a hospital. Either it's something very bad, or two, you found out that, I don't know, your sister had something good happened. Most of the times, it's nothing good. You don't cry at the hospital for anything good. The hospital isn't the most happiest place that you cry at. So I just told him I've had the most shittiest day, and excuse him if I start crying again. I just stopped myself. I never thought a person could be this rude until I saw him. It was maybe also good that he acted as if nothing happened. Like, as if it meant nothing, because that kind of calmed me down, because I was more like shocked that he could be this cold, because I've known that doctor for a long time and I never thought he could be this cold. Anyways, we talked with him. I wasted $30 in vain because he just told me the same thing he could have told me on the phone. So I left, and I was sitting and crying in the bus, and that week I was like, I have to take a break. I can't. And I thought after my week off, I was okay mentally, but I just had gone into survival mode, apparently, because I was just trying to finish stuff. I was just trying to finish everything. I've never done this much work in the past few months as I've done this past few months. Yeah, I finished almost every single thing I have done. The only things I've done is now the things that I've like missed while trying to do those. And y'all, I'm impressed by myself. But the only thing is like, the only two things that are concerning me right now is, no, not two things, a few things, is the editing I have to do for one of my classes, two art stuff I have to do for our exhibition next week that I'm actually working on pretty well, and then this one test I have. Other than those, I'm on the good. But I feel like right now, you guys have need to see how inconsistent I've been with streaming. I am pretty inconsistent with streaming on the topic, but I have been pretty inconsistent these past few months. Like 1 week I stream, 1 week I don't stream, 1 week I stream a lot, and 1 week I don't stream a lot. So I decided to make the decision that I've been not thinking of because I've been scared of making this decision. Going on hiatus. I don't know how long this hiatus will last. Maybe a month. Maybe 2 months. Maybe a whole summer. Because right now I am still very stressed. The questions are, what do you want to do after you graduate? Where are you gonna work? What do you want to go anywhere? What this and that have become a little bit too much. I hate these questions. Y'all, I hate being asked what I want to do. Last time I was asked, like when I graduated middle school, and I was asked like, oh, where do you want to go for high school? I chose the wrong direction. I don't want people to know. I literally almost applied for a nursing school. I almost applied for a nursing school. Why? Because I thought it would be the best choice. I was like, I just felt this fear that, oh my god, I'm gonna finish my classes soon. And I was very scared to finish my classes. So I was like, you know what? I almost did it. But then I was like, V, do you really want to go to nursing school? I may want to be a midwife, but not now. I was like, you know what? Let's not do that. So I realized that I've become a little bit too stressed, and I don't want that. I really don't want that. I don't want to do the same mistakes I did last time and get myself into more shit. So I thought that I still think that it is best that I, put aside streaming and concentrate right now on my studies and my work situation, because technically I have a job for after summer that I can continue with. But the issue is I don't want to work with it anymore. Cheers. I don't want to work. I love my patients. Get me wrong. I love my patient. But we're gonna get a new boss, and I really don't want to get a new boss, even though maybe she's better. And like, the job on its own is very exhausting, very mentally exhausting. Again, it is like, I want to take this time to get back on my mental health, to fix it. I have done a lot of steps to get professional help. I'm gonna take my cousin's offer on her psychologist, because I think the psychologists here are gonna take a while. I have gotten papers from my doctor that says that if I'm away from school too much, it is because of my mental health, so that I don't get into shit, which is good. Now I won't get into shit. Very good. We are very happy. Anyways, so I just want to take this time that I'm gonna go on hiatus and just fix my mental health and become stronger. And by stronger, I want to learn how to express my emotions to people until it doesn't come to overboiling point. I think it's good that I finally let go of the past and the hurt and try to fix my issues, actually. And I've been saying it for a long time that I'm gonna do that, but I never really fix it. But I think it is time that I do that. And if the worst comes to worst, I think I'm gonna take the offer of my doctor to antidepressants. Maybe that will be good. But those scare me again, because I don't want to be someone else. I've drank ADHD meds, and they change you a lot, and I don't want to be someone else. I like me, I like my dark jokes, my dark humor jokes that I make with friends. I don't want to really change, but I think it's for my mental health, something's gotta change. It's like, I think I have a little bit too much hurt bottled up, and I want to try to process them with a new doctor and a psychologist. And the thing is, I'm not gonna completely disappear from streaming. I'm still gonna continue streaming. I will continue. Because I love streaming. I think it's fun to chatting with people, playing games, and hanging out with friends, making new friends. I think it's fun. but I will not be consistent, and that's the reason why I'm going on a hiatus, so that people know that I'm still on hiatus. But if I do decide to, you know, collab with siblings, you know, VTuber siblings, that I can still do that, you know. But at the same time, it's like people don't wonder where did she disappear. So I will still be streaming sometimes. I just won't be streaming a lot anymore. So surprise stream may come out now and then when I feel like I have energy. I want to laugh, and you know, I can spend some time. I also want to fix my sleep schedule, my horrendous sleep schedule, because I think I need that. Fun fact: I stayed home today. I was supposed to go to classes and work, but I woke up today and I was very tired, so I slept in. Especially reading before sleep. Yeah, so instead I'm gonna be reading on the days and sleeping at night. Yeah, so that's like my plans. I'm still gonna stream, so yeah. I'm probably gonna, do some collabs with siblings, maybe some random, random streams here and there. But in the mainly, I will be, MIA. I'll be missing in action, doing something else. I've also started applying for some jobs, but then I realized hey, your CV is lacking. I have to update my CV, and I hate doing that. You all don't know how much I hate doing official work. It's the worst thing I know. It's the worst thing I know. It's making official documents, writing official stuff. All of that is too much. Too much. Me don't like that. But I think it's time I have to start doing that. And I also have only less than a month left of my classes, and by 3rd of July all of my grades and everything will be set, and I am just I am not ready. I am not ready to graduate, y'all. I am not ready to graduate. I don't want to be a normal adult anymore. I don't want to be a working adult. I want to continue being a student. Thank you very much. I just thought I was so sad because when I graduate, none of my student discounts will count. I have to start buying actually adult tickets for buses, which cost double. And I was like, this is kind of sad. Adulting is a very sad thing. Adulting is not fun. Now we're going in a different direction, but yeah. So I want to take this time to just concentrate, just to rest my mental health and concentrate on my schools and graduate with accepting grades, or whatever. Have my diploma. Adulting is pain. Adulting is pain indeed. And solve my work situation. I wanna apply for one job that I think I have a good chance of getting, and that is SOS alarms. When you have an emergency, you call an SOS alarm, and then you come to an SOS place and they're like, what is your emergency, what can I help you with? And then depending on if that's the fire department, the police, ambulance and stuff like that, I want to work there. I've talked to some people there and I think I have a good chance of getting in there, but there's one issue. I have to go through the training, and that's a pain, but that's good. I don't have to go any additional courses for that. I just have to do the job course. Anyways, that's another job. That's another topic. So yeah, I want to take this time to relax, fix my issues, and then maybe seek more professional help. There's one stream that I actually will be doing, and that is the stream with the Genshin Impact Mondstadt quest. I just saw that it is not it's not a thing that is related to the main one, so I can still do it on the side. Anyways, so I'm probably gonna do that stream because it is my time where I will say goodbye to Mondstadt. And goodbye to Genshin officially. And I will uninstall Genshin! Yay! It feels weird. Honestly, I've spent so much money and time and energy into Genshin, it kinda hurts. I just want to sit down and cry right now. But at the same time, I am a little bit hopeful of the future. My life is just starting with the end of my education and like more opportunities and more free time, hopefully. Free from the Hoya gacha shackles. Yes, indeed. Emergency hotline. What is it? Hello? No. I have to come up with that. I want to have something to say about the emergency hotline. I'm just not thinking of one right now. But yeah. And I think I will return to Genshin Monday when Snezhnaya comes out. But for now, I'm not interested in playing Genshin anymore. And I think I need the space for some other games. Also, I'm more interested in 11 Deep Space. Oh yeah, there's one more game that I actually wanted to play that I will not be able to play for a while, and that is Amnesia Memories. I wanted to try playing the other endings of Ikkyu, or Ikki. So yeah. But yeah, so there are some streams that will be coming, but not this week and not next week, definitely. Oh, definitely not this week and next week. I will try to get off my PC and just maybe chill and stuff like that, but holy fuck, I have an exam next week. I have 2 artworks that have to be done next week. I have, what else? I have editing I have to do. It's too much. So yeah. More space for Silas Cake. Unfortunately, I can't play it on my PC, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I need more space and more money for my Silas. So yeah, and more time. But yeah, that's my plan. Just to take it easy, stuff like that. I will still be active on Discord, and probably still be playing some games with friends, and then people can join us if they want. But mainly, I will be MIA for now. Yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about. It lasted 40 minutes. It lasted longer than I was planning, but yeah, that is the reason I'm going on a hiatus. I will come back with more information on a later date when I will be returning, but for now, I don't know the return date. It will not be permanent. I'm not going on a permanent hiatus so that people don't misunderstand me when I say I don't know the return date. It's just, I don't know how much time I will need to kind of get back on my mental health, on my feet on my mental health situation. Because right now my emotions are over control. I cannot control my emotions. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I just sit and cry, sometimes I feel nothing, sometimes I just wanna run away into the forest and just hide away from everything. So I just think I need to fix that, because it has been a great hinder on a lot of stuff. And these deadlines, they're killing me. Deadlines are killing me. But yeah, that was my little rant about the reason I'm going on hiatus. I will see you guys another time when I stream again, and maybe with more information on a much later time when I will be returning officially. But yeah, until then, make sure to take care of yourselves, get a lot of rest, make sure to eat and drink a lot of water, take care of yourselves, and always remember that your health comes first. I should be the last person saying that, but yeah, always remember to take care of yourselves, because sometimes people don't always have the time to take care of you. So you taking care of yourself is the most important thing, if you understand what I mean. Like, you may have amazing friends, but everybody has, at the end of the day, their own lives. So sometimes you may feel like your friends are doing enough, but also remember to reach out to people. Okay, don't be me. Basically, don't be me. Take care of yourself too. Thank you. But yeah, this is where I will be saying goodbye. Have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and I will see you guys another time. Bye bye. Take care. I love y'all. Mwah. Oh. Okay, I don't see it. But yeah, peace out.